around until the end of this video because I've got a massive question for you about Crysencio Summerville, and I need your answers in the comments section. But I want to talk to you. The main event here is I want to talk to you about one of the most unbelievable, ridiculous, spine-tingling stories of the entire summer. As of the time of recording this, it is widely believed that West Ham United will sell approximately 45,000 season tickets for the EFL Championship. Just let that sink in. 45,000 for a relegated club. Now, I would say this isn't normal. This isn't standard, and this isn't normal behaviour for a relegated team. This is, in my view, historic. So let's break it all down. And we need to get one thing completely straight. No relegated club in English football, as far as I'm aware, has ever sold 45,000 season tickets. It just does not happen. Most clubs drop to the Championship. They lose fans, they lose revenue, they lose momentum, they lose identity. Now, whilst factually our season ticket holders will drop, while factually our revenue will diminish with relegation from the Premier League, that goes without saying. I think it's fair to say with a lot of the things that have happened of late, momentum and identity, we've not lost any of that. In fact, quite the opposite. And bearing in mind that we've sold more season tickets than the entire capacity at Elland Road, the entire capacity at St Mary's, the entire capacity at Hillsborough, and any other stadium in the Championship, if you please, we are not acting like a relegated club. We're acting like a club preparing for a mission. Now, before I go any deeper, if you appreciate the content, do me a favor, hit like and drop a hype. That is what spurs the old YouTube algorithm into life. Leave a comment in the section below. Share this onto your social media platforms. In the top left-hand corner, you have a QR code. And if you get your mobile device out and scan that, it will take you to our YouTube subscription page. And subscribing is completely free of charge. Takes a couple of seconds of your time. We do not get any data-sensitive information. It just helps to grow the channel into something bigger and better than what you find it now. And smash the notification bell like you're cracking open the Necronomicon to bring West Ham's Premier League status back from the afterlife. It genuinely helps to push the content out there to more West Ham fans. Appreciate that. So this is the part that can get a little bit emotional, I think. 45,000 people in the middle of relegation, uncertainty, injuries, transfer rumours, ownership changes, rebuild chaos. And still, 45,000 people have said, I'm in, I'm going, I am supporting this club. That's not normal loyalty. That's not casual support. That's not, I'll see how the season goes. That's identity. That's community. That's West Ham United. This is a fan base that's built differently. Now, let's talk about why this is happening, shall we? Because this is not just blind loyalty. There are, I believe, some key reasons why fans are making that commitment. The first one is that Jarrod Bowen, I'm a firm believer that he is staying. The captain, the talisman, the heartbeat. Fans believe in him. And now, with Jarrod Bowen being front and centre of the season ticket launch and the unveiling of the new kit, it is becoming, I believe, clearer by the day. And Jarrod Bowen's prominent role in that kit launch only adds to the growing belief that Aston Villa won't be able to prize him away this summer. Now, I don't believe that positioning was subtle. I don't believe that positioning was accidental. I believe that that was a message. Now, another thing as well, I believe, is that one of the contributing factors to this season ticket upsurge is Taty Castellanos. Now, I believe he will also stay, and he's a proper striker. He's a fighter. He's a runner. He's a finisher. And there is increasing optimism that he will also remain at the London Stadium. Now, think about this. Jarrod Bowen staying, Castellanos staying. Now we've got a pairing at the front that is really quite intimidating for other teams in the Championship. Now, there's also a story about Daniel Kretinsky pumping in £100 million as a shareholder loan. Now, this is massive. This was reported by Bloomberg that he's considering a £100 million loan to accelerate our transfer business. Now, this isn't some small gesture. This isn't a symbolic move. This is a major shareholder putting his money where his mouth is. Now, it tells you, as far as I can make out, that he wants promotion immediately. He's backing Nuno. He's backing, when he comes in, Niels Koppen. He's backing the rebuild, and he's backing the fans who renewed their tickets. And I think it also clarifies something that's important. This loan, as I understand it, doesn't change the ownership structure, but it strengthens it. It gives West Ham financial firepower without selling shares, without losing control, and without weakening the club. I think this is a statement of intent. Now, as I say, as the time I'm recording this, which is on the 2nd of July, yesterday, West Ham confirmed that over 42,000 season tickets had already been sold. And with the renewal deadline set for 5 p.m. on the 3rd of the 7th, it's widely believed to finish right around the 45,000 mark. Championship football, and we are still selling out like a Premier League giant. Absolutely massive. Another reason for the commitment, I believe, is Nuno Espírito Santo himself. Now, say what you want about his style of football, but he is a serious manager. He is proven both at Championship and Premier League level, and I believe he will have a plan. And also another thing that I think has given supporters the reassurance to put the money over the counter and get a season ticket for the upcoming season, despite our relegation, is I think there's a feeling that this rebuild does feel like it's got a degree of structure about it. Niels Koppen coming in, modern recruitment, no more David Sullivan scattergun signings. And the other thing is saying Championship, we know it's going to be a war, but I think that true dyed-in-the-wool fans want to be a part of it. Championship football is chaotic, it's dramatic, but it is proper football. West Ham fans will want to be there for every second of it. Now, I want to also talk about the London Stadium factor, because it's something. The London Stadium comes in for a lot of stick, and I'll be the first to admit that I've had a few things to say about it over the years, and I won't shy away from that. But the thing that really concerned me is that when we've been relegated in previous years in my lifetime, this was all at the bowling ground, Upton Park, which was usually quite a tight ground, had a certain level of intimidation about it. Away fans didn't want to come to the ground. London Stadium presented something of an unknown as far as I was concerned, because I didn't know how things were going to unfold. Would it be a half-empty stadium? What would the atmosphere be like? I really, really had concerns. I genuinely worried what it would look like. Would it feel flat? Would it feel empty? Would it feel too big? Would it swallow up the atmosphere? But with around about 45 season ticket holder renewals, that has answered that question louder than any chant ever could. I don't believe we have anything to worry about. Not when we're going to come together and support the team together passionately, loudly in those numbers in the Championship. That's absolutely unheard of. And I think that obviously the fact now that David Sullivan is over the hill and far away and Karen Brady's down the road, I think that will just ramp the atmosphere up a little bit, I hope. Because let's also recognise that when the London Stadium has been full, when there's been games like the first game after COVID, when we played Leicester City, beat them 4-1, the game against Sevilla, there have been atmospheres when it's been really loud, really rocking, a monstrous atmosphere. And next season, when we've got 45,000 season ticket holders, plus match day sales, plus away fans, cup games, we're going to see what? 50,000, 55,000, maybe even 60,000 for Championship football. Now, I think you'll find that there will be some opposition players who will walk out and think, what on earth have we walked into here? Now, what does it mean for the players? Well, imagine being a player in the squad right now at West Ham. You've been relegated, you're hurting, you're questioning the future, and then you see that 45,000 fans have renewed. Now, I don't think that's pressure. I think that's power. I think that's motivation, and I think that's belief. So you've got players like Jared Bowen, Thomas Souček, Taty Castellanos, the academy lads, the new signings. I think they're all going to feel something special. This isn't a club that's collapsing, far from it. This is a club that's evolving and mobilising. Now, let's also talk about Taty Castellanos, because I think that he's going to be key in the upcoming Championship season. And I don't think he's going anywhere. And if you look at him, I think he's a tailor-made for the Championship. He's aggressive. He's direct, he's physical, he's relentless. He presses, he fights, he runs the channels. He can score ugly goals, he can score beautiful goals, and he can score big goals as well. And here's something that quietly speaks volumes, because Taty was also front and centre in the photos promoting the New Balance range of West Ham apparel. Once again, I don't think that is accidental. That's not a random marketing choice. That's the club saying he's part of the project. He's part of the identity. He's part of the rebuild. You don't put a player in your commercial launch if you think that he's leaving. You put him there because you think he's central to what you're building. And as I say, pairing him with Bowen, I think that is a nightmare for championship backlines. Fans can see the identity forming. Bowen leading, Castellanos finishing. When he returns from injury, Souček anchoring, Nuno organising, Koppen recruiting, and Kretinsky funding. It's a proper rebuild. Now, most championship clubs, when you look at them, operate with 18,000 fans, 22,000 fans, maybe 30,000 fans at a push. We're turning up next season with 45,000 season ticket holders before a ball is kicked. So that means bigger crowds, bigger pressure, bigger moments, and bigger expectations. It also means something else. Every away game becomes a cup final because teams will raise their game. Teams will target us. Teams will want to beat the quotes unquote big club. But that's fine because we're turning up with an army of 45,000 of the West Ham faithful behind us. Now, for months now, we've been talking about Nuno, new signings, outgoings, structure, ambition, identity, but nothing proves a rebuild is real more than fan commitment. You can sign players, you can bring in new directors, you can release all the videos you want, but you cannot fake 45,000 season ticket renewals. This is the clearest sign yet that the fans believe, the club believes, the players believe, and the rebuild is happening before our very eyes. West Ham United are not shrinking after the relegation. We're expanding. Okay, so before we get to the end of the video, I said at the beginning that I had a little thing on Crysencio Summerville that I wanted your involvement on. So I've got a question. If Crysencio Summerville does end up leaving, and I think it looks increasingly likely that he will, whether that's to Manchester United or Liverpool, if a deal can be struck where we get a player in part exchange, who would that player be? Give me names, positions, realistic swaps, unrealistic swaps. Get them all in the comment section below. I'm going to get a video content out over the next couple of days with the comments that you put in there. But also get in the comment section what you think about the fact that we're going to be going into the season with 45,000 season ticket holders. It's widely believed. We've sold in excess of 42,000 as of yesterday, as I record this. 5 p.m. on Friday the 3rd is the cutoff, and it's widely believed we're going to be somewhere around the 45,000 mark. So get your comments in the section below. Now, if you've made it this far, you're an absolute legend. Do me a favor, drop a like on the video, give it a hype. As I say, drop your comments in the section below. Share this onto your social media platforms. And also in the top left-hand corner, you have a QR code. If you get out your mobile device and you scan that, it will take you to our YouTube subscription page. Rest assured, subscribing is free of charge. We don't get any data-sensitive information. It takes you a couple of seconds of time. It literally just helps to grow the channel into something bigger and better than what it is when you find it. And we'll see you next time. Come on, you irons.